Yeah, it's a little bit cold. A little bit cold today. Not too bad though. Let me switch this to live chat. Microphone is on. All right. Let's see who's 29 degrees here in Cleveland. I am putting my gloves on. Actually, it's not too bad. I've told you guys before, anything around 32, if it drops below 32, it gets cold, but 29, 30, 31. I'm good with that. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So yesterday I put up more Christmas lights. Today I'm putting up more. I also I have two garage lights, two ceramic holders for lights, and for some reason this one is not working. So I pulled the light down, and I could tell the light was screwed up too. So I threw that in the garbage and tried a different bulb, and it's flat, like it didn't work real well. So I think for some reason, I don't know why, but the wiring got messed up somehow. I'm not even sure. That's why I'm looking up there, because that's where it's at. So I did buy another one. Larry Wander, number one landscaper and snow supply contractor in Erie, Pennsylvania. How much snow? We got about 4 inches. It's not too bad. It's been, excuse me, it's been melting. The wind and I think the driveways and roads are still kind of wet, so to speak, or warm, so to speak. So it's not really sticking down there too much. And then we had some sun, which melted it a little bit. So as long as I shovel, then the sun does the rest. Yeah, I have some spots left over, but 4 inches, that's about it. Hey, Nanook. Well, Rick, I got to have my Buckeyes hat on, Rick. I got to have my Buckeyes hat. 18 in Wisconsin. Yeah, 4 to 6. Yeah, it was probably that same storm, JMP. Same storm. Yeah, it's not bad. It's 29. But it's supposed to get colder tonight. That's why I got to get to the cemetery today and put these wreaths out. Once that ground freezes, it gets harder and harder to put. Because like I was telling, I don't know if it was Wednesday or Saturday, I made these sticks that you can put into the ground, and I got these hooks that I got from MTD 20 years ago. I rarely use them for anything, so I painted up the sticks, and then all you have to do is put this in the ground and hang your wreath on it, and then tie it around here so that I'll probably maybe even drill a hole. Yeah, now that I think of it, so that we can so the wreath will stay in the high wind and everything else. Because you see those, if you go to the cemetery, you see those wreaths that once it's 6 inches of snow, they're so covered up you can't even see them. So I like to keep mine above the snow. 4 inches of snow in 29. Yeah, in southern Indiana. I thought you would get more. Retired and loving it. I really thought you'd get more. I was waiting to hear from you guys to see what you ended up with. But that's 4 inches. You got the same storm, so that's not too bad. Yeah, we're basically the same. Now we're supposed to get more tonight/tomorrow, but they're only saying like an inch. But it's going to get cold, like 16. I think 16. But every day it looks like mid 30s or low 30s, I should say. And that's not bad. I'll take that. You're on the northern central PA deer hunting and 7 inches of snow. Living a good life. Yeah, PA's got it pretty good. Well, you guys, I think you get more lake effect than we do. I know Erie does. Then as you go towards Buffalo, they get really whacked. At the bookstore today, 7,700 steps. I got to get my steps in, Rick. I got to get my steps in. I'm just not as good as I used to be. I keep thinking about it. At least I'm thinking about it. So Arizona, and it's cold. Oh, 67. Oh, you got to put your sweater on, huh, Carmen? You got to put your sweater on. I know 280 zone. He's in Arizona too, and it's funny because you guys get 114, 118, and then when you get 67, it feels like R32, I guess. Buzz Beanie would be better. Yeah, we were just talking. They put some of the mugs on sale, and no, the beanies are on sale. I think $3 off. And I was talking to the Teresa at the laser company, and we were talking about that, and she goes, "You should get one of those." And I said, "Well, let me pick a color," and because she said she wanted to make one up, and to show people and stuff. And I said, "Okay." So I haven't picked a color yet. What color do you think I should get? It won't say Buckeyes. Oh, Buckeyes. But I do need one. I have like 3 or 4 other hats. And I just bought those. I don't know if you heard me. I bought the ones from Sam's Club. Had a deal on ones with the LED lights right in the front here. They're black, and then they have the little LED lights. So when I help out with dogs on an off shift, like sometimes early in the morning, I've helped out there, but that was during the summer. So that's like 6:37. It's still a little bit dark. So you could have that light when you're walking through the field. And then at 6:30 to 8, I helped out last Tuesday. And that light came in handy. I mean, you don't have to fumble with anything in your hands, not carry a flashlight, although I did have a backup. It just got 3 settings, and they're like $25 each at Sam's Club. They come 2 to a package for like $50. So that worked out really good. 34 degrees here just north of Reno. Wow. Okay. 5,000 foot elevation. That's probably why. But I did see Reno had some colder temperatures. You got the day off. All right. Bill's day off. That works, huh? That works that you got the day off. It's cold even in Raleigh, North Carolina. Well, your definition of cold and ours are probably different, but I hear you. I love North Carolina. I got to go there one time. I flew into, was it Raleigh Airport, right? I think that's where I flew in, right? Yeah, I think so. And man, I just liked everything about it. And I got lost. I was trying to go to a company there in North Carolina. What were they called? I'll have to think of it, but yeah, I can't even remember. That's how far my work mind has gone away. I don't even think about that stuff anymore. Geez, I worked with them for 19 years, and I can't even remember the company name. That's pretty sad. But yeah, I was driving around Raleigh and trying to find a place, and this was years and years ago. My cell phone, I had maps on there or something. It didn't work because it wasn't the signal. I couldn't get a signal, and finally I stumbled on it. Finally, but just driving around, it was really nice. I really liked the area. I got the day off too, but too cold, 60 to go outside. Oh, 280 zone. I can't believe it. You're going to need one of those knit hats, 60 degrees. Did you ever get your cup? Because I saw something that came through that said they were just shipping it now, or was that something different? Because I thought you already got it, but I don't know, 280 zone. Did you get that cup? Or if not, it's on the way. I'm not sure why I got like a second notification, but very nice airport. Yeah, like I said, it was GKN. If you ever heard of GKN, there's a couple. I think it's in. There's one in. Is it Mebane, North Carolina, and then there was one in. It was not far from Raleigh Airport. I want to say an hour away. Well, of course, it was 3 hours away, but. I got there early, and I'm just driving all over. I didn't mind, but I started to panic at the last hour. I started to panic, and I was like, oh, crap, I better find this place. Roxborough. Was it Roxborough? How close is Roxborough to Raleigh? You haven't got your... Okay, yeah, so they must have shipped it then. That's what happened. They must have just recently shipped it, because I saw a notification that it got shipped. I think it was yesterday or day before. They were at the show that Christmas Connection show, and they got a lot of orders. The company that does my stuff, and actually that company's doing it for Happy on Monday as well. Laser Focused Expressions are doing it for Happy on Monday, and she's got some nice stuff too. She's got mugs and some T-shirts, and they did a good job on her stuff too. But yeah, they were busy, so maybe that's why. And sometimes they have to order the cups because, you know, everything comes in different colors, and, you know, you can't stock everything. So 60 degrees, you'd be on your dirt bike. Yeah, those days are gone for now. We might get what they call an Indian summer, but we get the next, 4 months? Let's see, December, January, February, March. Yeah, so 4 months, maybe come April, we'll start to get some good weather. How was walking the dogs? Well, JNP, that's interesting you ask. We had a lady go down really hard. We had to call an ambulance for her, and I saw it. Long story short, she had a 115-pound dog. That's why I didn't post any videos, because, I don't know, it's just messed up day. We didn't have hardly any dogs, but she took out the biggest dog there was. And she's, you know, probably, I don't know what her weight is. I'm not even going to guess, but, you know, she wasn't big. She was kind of on the thin side, and a 115-pound dog isn't bad unless it sees a squirrel. And this dog, and you never know how these dogs are going to react. Some dogs will look at a squirrel and could care less. Other dogs, they see a squirrel and they bolt in a matter of a second. And that's what happened to her. And she was coming down this incline. We have like this hill. You've probably seen it in the videos that I post. There's like a hill. And she was walking next to the hill. She wasn't going down. She was taking the dog back into the kennel. And the dog saw a squirrel, and I heard her yell. And I turned around just in time to see her go face first, and the dog dragging her about 20 feet, 30 feet towards the woods on her face. And she messed up. I think she messed up her ribs, or her one side really hurt. And yeah, so we called her husband, and she said, you know what, maybe I should just get an ambulance because this is getting bad. I can't even move. So they brought a, you know, stretcher bed down there and took her away. I texted her yesterday, and yeah, she says she's just sore. I think she'll be fine, but it's just a heck of a thing, you know, just a heck of a thing. You just never know with these dogs. Yeah, buying a dirt bike and remembering how old you are is right. That's exactly right. Yeah, she's okay. Like I said, she's just she's bruised up, you know. And it was really bad about it was, so one thing you learn, and I don't have a leash with me, and not to bore you with this, but when you walk dogs, especially big dogs that you don't know, if you know the dog, you've walked it a couple times already, you know its actions, you know what it's going to do. Well, this dog named Snickers, 115-pound brown Irish setter type dog. I mean, big and fat, you know, but very quick and strong for his size. And when you take a leash, you're trained to just put the leash loop in your hand like this and then wrap it if you need to. And why? Because if a dog bolts on you, it unwinds the thing and your hand's not caught in there and the dog just goes. And because they don't want you to get hurt. No, you don't want to let a dog go. But if you have a choice between letting a dog go and you falling on your face and getting dragged 30 feet, you let the dog go. Well, she didn't do that. She had, and no fault of hers. I mean, you never know when something like that's going to happen, but she had the leash all the way around her hand. She could not let it go. So, I mean, that's just a lesson. If you don't know a dog, and, you know, you have to be very careful. So we had a little team meeting after the shift, and we said, hey, you know, this is something that we got trained on. We should probably follow that rule. Now, do I follow that rule? No, not all the time. Because most dogs, you know, I'm 230 pounds. I can handle most dogs, even if they bolt. I'm strong enough to hold them. Could I have held this dog? I don't know. But I posted it on the site, our in-group site, and I said, hey, We got to stick to our training, you know. And I know people are just going to go, he doesn't know what he's talking about, but I saw it firsthand. So, hey, just Mike's Take, how you doing? Started riding the dirt bikes. Old Fart, how you doing? Started riding the dirt bikes again 5 years ago after 20 years off. I always thought about getting a boat. I get seasick just for walleye fishing and going out to Lake Erie. 2, it's expensive to, you need a truck basically to haul it. And if you store it somewhere, it's expensive. And I said, no, I don't want to do it. But that would have been something I'd like to do. You got dirt bikes. I wouldn't have mind doing boating. Yeah, I mean, rent a boat. Yeah, but I'd rather just go up. Hey, Batman, how you doing? I just rather, rent a boat or go on a head boat. I haven't been out on a head boat in a couple of years now. Coming up the Cuyahoga River called the Holiday. You want like $80. It's like all these places want this one wants $1 a head, and it's like, okay, I'm going to catch a few fish maybe for $80. That's okay. I'll save my money. I'll go use it in the grocery store. Cold and dreary here in 96 South Carolina. What's 96 South Carolina? Hey, Canada Mustang, how are you? So how's the Batman? How's the area out there? Snow? Cold? It's best to have a good friend who owns one. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. But did you do any? I do ice fishing, but I haven't been out in years. Last year, I was thinking about it because we did get the lake froze over, and I did think about it. 30, no snow. Well, that's not bad. Shit, we got 29. We're 29 here, so we're about the same, pretty much. Oh, town is named 69 or 96. I'm sorry. Why I confused those two numbers. So JNP 96, and then you're saying town is named 96. So that's kind of odd. Back to back like that. That's weird. I told you guys about that article back when my buddy of mine, when we were out on Port Clinton, South Bass Islands, we flew over and caught this walleye. Matter of fact, after I get off here, I'm going to look for that article and I'll bring it up on Saturday. We actually got into the local paper. I mean, the local paper had like 1,000 subscribers, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but got a picture. I think it was a picture of him with the fish. I'll have to see if I could find. You know what? I did look for that article about 6 months ago, and I couldn't find it. I know we have it somewhere. I just don't know where it's at. But yeah, we've gone to the shanties, and you pay for the plane. You pay to get a guide to take you out to a warm shanty. The hole's already dug, or you can just go out yourself, dig your own hole, and do all that stuff. But for me, I'd rather pay the extra money and, just let them drag you out there in the snowmobile, put you in a heated shanty. Life is good. I can buy me a boat. I can buy me a truck to pull it. Sounds like a country song. That's right, Carl. Hey, I got your email, Carl. Thank you for sending that about the retirement nerd. Sent you to that place in Talmadge or something to check over your Medicare. That was a good report that you had on them. So that's good. I'm glad that worked out for you. And, anybody who's doing Medicare should go to a health or should go to an insurance type agent who specializes in that, because they do know some different things and it's free. And you could just say, no, hey, thanks for the information and walk away. It's free. So, it's always good to get like a second opinion. Even if you go on Medicare.gov and you decide, oh, that's the plan I want, or I would still double check with an insurance agent. I use Health Market Insurance. They're all over. I think they're in all 50 states. They're actually on the Medicare website as one of their, they're not affiliated, but one of their recommended, I guess you could say. But the Retirement Nerds, he's got a network of people who, you know, they do a good job. So hopefully that worked out for you. Well, you said it did, so that's good. And thank you for that email. Yeah, the day they buy it and the day they sell it. You don't see. I mean, there's a lot of people that buy them and then they just get rid of them because they don't have time for them. They think they do, but they just, if they're working, that's tough. It's really tough. And then you got the jack legs that are out there, and they can't get it. You've seen those videos where they can't get it into the ramp, or their trucks, all the way up to the cab in the water. I see those videos all the time. Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want that to be me. Yeah, we did have a good Thanksgiving. We just did it on Saturday. It was just local. I mean, just with our daughter and her husband, and I pit barreled 2 turkeys that came out really well. So yeah, it was just a low key day. Like all Thanksgivings now are pretty much low key. So no big family things going on. So it's weird. It's kind of weird instead of having, 10 people over or 15 people over. So, it's just a couple of us, which is kind of weird. But the older you get, that's kind of the way it is. So I hope you, Desmond Hamilton, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving as well. Winter certainly arrived in New Hampshire. Mr. Roboto. Yeah, you guys get, like the north up that way gets it pretty good too. Jennifer, how are you doing? Our claim to fame is Star Fort, which a battle was fought during the Revolutionary War. Oh, yeah? Now, see, I kind of like that stuff. That wind is blowing that. You can probably hear that bouncing off the wall there. That low bong sound is that's my dustpan. Big metal dustpan blowing in the wind. How are the gluten-free cinnamon buns? We haven't eaten them yet. Yeah, we haven't done them. That guy in Talmadge is a rock star. Okay, good. I'm glad that really worked out. And you did give me his business card too. Maybe Saturday I'll print that out. I didn't print it out, but maybe anybody in that area, Talmadge area, there may be a few of you out there. That would be maybe a good go-to source if you need to. Any pups left? I think there's one. There was only one. As a matter of fact, they did I think they did a short video on the Bria ARF. I think anybody can access it on YouTube, and I think they have a TikTok account now. But there's one left. It was kind of weird because I walked in there Monday and I'm like, man, where's all the dogs? So we're getting like 4, 8. We're getting like 12 more this week. But when we came in, there was hardly any dogs. But since that lady fell down, I mean, we spent just an hour of our shift just waiting for the ambulance and stuff like that. And that was kind of messed up. But yeah, the puppies are all but one. Hey, Mike's Retirement Corner. 58 in California. Hey, Carlos, how are you? 58? That's cold for you over there. You got any bites on your house? Star Fort. You're talking Revolutionary War. Wow. I just going back, George, to years. I was trying to think. I might want to look that up and check that out. You look forward to the pup short videos. Yeah, I didn't do any this Monday. I took out Axel. I already did one on him. And I took out a red dog. It's a border collie, kind of crazy. Patty. Good dog, though. Good dog. And that was it for my Monday because, like I said, I spent so much time, with I called the ambulance and got him down there, and yeah, so it was kind of a messed up day. Paul from Streetsboro, heading to Florida. Hey, Paul, Streetsboro. Yeah, they had an MTD over there. Well, it was called, what was that called? It wasn't, it was an MTD offshoot. I think that was years, many years ago. I'll have to think about, but it was in Streetsboro. Where are you going in Florida? I think this time of year is big for dog adoptions. 3 phases in life: wanting stuff, getting rid of stuff. I'm now dealing with the 3rd stage, trying to get rid of stuff. That's what we're going to do this winter. We just got crap everywhere, and I'm going to put, like I said, I'm going to put it on eBay, or Facebook Marketplace, or just give it to the Salvation Army, Goodwill, whatever you want to call it. We have Volunteers of America near us, so we drop it off there. So between those 3 things, depending on the value of it, and we're starting to get rid of stuff. I think this time of year, yeah, all right. After the holidays, we're headed to Florida next month for a couple. Oh, you're going for a couple of months. Wow. I have a showing tomorrow. No offers yet. That's weird. I wonder if they're waiting. I think there's supposed to be another rate cut. Maybe. I don't know the timing. I really don't follow it that close, but maybe realtors are telling people that there's going to be another rate cut, which may or may not change the rate to buy a house. The interest rate may lower it a little bit. And when you get a big house and spend the money, because you got it listed for what, $900,000, the interest on that can be quite high. So even if it's a 1/4 point cut, that's going to help as far as paying the interest on a house that's $900,000. Are you still planning on doing a video on getting rid of stuff? Yeah, I will. Well, I'll this winter, I'll go ahead and do that and try to figure out the best stuff. There's a couple channels I watch on eBay, so I'm going to binge watch them and just make sure I understand. I've sold on eBay before, but that was a few years back, so things have changed. I know the pricing structure has changed and everything else, so I'm going to have to just, re-educate myself on selling on eBay and go from there and see how it goes. But yeah, I'll do some videos of what we're selling, what we're doing. I can't see rate cuts when countries are selling our debt. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't get into all that. I just know that they did one and they're talking about another. So the only reason I bring that up is, when you're buying a house, if they tell you to wait just a little bit because you might get people are going to wait. Now that may not be the reason, but it could be a reason. I was shoveling a few years ago in January. I said to myself, I needed a plan to be somewhere warm, staying in a motorhome. Okay. That's what my brother wants to do. He wants to be in a motorhome. Mr. Roboto, say hello to Batman. You two are thinking on the same wavelength. Oh, Roscoe, 44.3 degrees. Cold front is due. Oh boy. Northwest Oklahoma, no need to get rid of anything. I can still make it to the front back door. Yeah, that's the trick. My daughter, she's a firefighter, and one of the things that she's seen, there was one house in particular, they couldn't even walk through it. And yeah, it caught on fire. Something in the basement caught on fire. And it's not surprising because everything was stacked with papers and magazines and cardboard boxes and just junk. I think the person who lived there was obviously a little touched mentally. And they had a hard time trying to even walk through the house to drag the fire hose and stuff like that. They couldn't even get through it because it was just junk piled up everywhere. That's a dangerous situation for sure. Saw the carrot video. I did. Matter of fact, Mrs. Buzz made a soup yesterday from the leftover turkey, all those carrots, and what else did she put in there? There's something else in there. Man, it was good, and we're gonna have that today. So that's cheap eats, you know. The turkeys, I think I paid $8.14 for one and $9.14 for the other. Daughter and her husband took most of one home, but that was an $8, and it's giving us sandwiches and it's giving us soup, and we'll have the soup for a couple of days. So I think maybe that's the way to go, is just get a turkey and maybe cook one of those every week or two. That might be the best way to go. 77 cents a pound wasn't too bad. 32 degrees, and my heat wasn't working yesterday and this morning. Oh man, they found burned up wires. And that's in a condo or an apartment? I can't remember now. That's not good. That's not that old. I think if I remember, where you said you were moving to was not that old, and they already have burned up wires. That's kind of scary in a way. Do you have any friends that are single retirees? How are they managed? No, I don't. I don't have any friends, actually. So I was trying to think if there's anybody. No. Now, my neighbor to the right of me, she's probably getting close to retirement age. She might retire. She might keep working. She likes what she does, so she might keep working. My other neighbor, he's still young. Neighbor 2 doors down is young. So I can't answer that. I really don't know. Other than you guys here, my daughter is the EMS said the same thing. Getting patients, cluttered houses on a stretcher. Yep, I can imagine. Yeah, if they can't even drag a line in to spray it down, you can just think that there's no way a stretcher is going to go through that. I saw your video about friends and after retirement. Any progress on that front? No, I mean, you know what? And as I've said before, I don't have, I just don't have a lot of people that I contact. And then like my last 19 years, I was working 45 minutes away, and I didn't, I developed friendships, but I didn't go to people's houses or anything like that because it was too far away. And, you can't go out to the bars. You can't do any of that because I don't want to drive I-77, I-77 on the highway going through like 5 or 6 different police departments with a drink or two in. Yeah, that's just, nah. So I just never, 19 years, I never really developed any. Well, I developed friendships, but nothing substantial, I guess. So on a daily basis, no, I don't really deal with anybody. I think this was built in the 80s or 90s. Wow. Vicky, that's just weird. That's kind of scary and really. Well, no, yeah, just Mike's take. I appreciate that. And, a lot of people that I talk to on emails now or that text me on my Google number, they, I consider them friends, but it's not like, it's not like people you grew up with. Those are probably the friends that you grew up with are probably where you could be the most closest to, that you went to school with, or neighborhood kids. And most of the people that I've dealt with, they've all passed away already or moved away and just lost contact. I mean, heck, I haven't even seen my one brother in Arizona. I haven't seen him in I don't know how many years. That's so sad to say, but it's true. Oh, you're mailing your cards tonight. Okay, well, I appreciate that, Vicky. You're your own friend of me. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. See, there's a difference. There's a difference between being retired and not having friends and not having a spouse or girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever. And I have someone that I can wake up to every day. And, I mean, for 42 years. Um, so people who are single for whatever reason, it's tougher for them, I think. I got somebody, I mean, she sometimes will tell me, "Are you done talking?" I might bend her ear one day or once a day, but she listens. Other people don't have that luxury, and I think those are the people that, yeah, it's a little bit rougher for them, especially during the holidays too. It's just a little bit rougher. Now, if they have family and they could talk to, that's great. But if they don't have a lot of friends or they don't have people to hang out with, it gets a little tough, I'm sure. You just end up hanging out with a few times for food a year with people I used to work with, but it really isn't. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I went back last December. Actually, my bosses didn't invite me. It was actually a supplier who invited me to have lunch there, and it was kind of awkward because, I mean, it was nice, but it was awkward because my old boss was bitching about this and about this, and it was the same stuff that he was bitching about when I left there. And it's like, okay, I don't really need to hear this, but you know, and I'm just glad that I'm not involved in it anymore. That I don't have to hear the daily stuff that's going on anymore. So that's kind of nice. So if they invited me again, I would probably say no, just because you're walking into that work environment again where they're still keyed into work things and they can't let it go. Even for a little Christmas lunch, they still have to inject it. And I don't need to hear that anymore. Is Batman your brother? He is my brother. Yes. I was in a house that had old magazine stacked 5 feet high. The carpet was worn through the path. Wow. And it happens. I mean, people are pack. I mean, I tell you what, I think we're pack rats in a way too, because I'm the kind of guy that I'll throw something away and not think twice about it. And she'll go through the garbage and pick it out and say, "Hey, we can fix this, or we can do this." And, or like you have a jar you have a jar of things that you don't know what they go to. Like you just find them, a random screw, or, some kind of piece of plastic that looks like it fell off of something and you're not sure what it is. And you go, "Huh, what is this?" And you just put it in a jar. We've got like 3 of those jars. And I'm like, man, we haven't even opened that jar in like 15 years. Just get rid of it. No, we might need it. It's like, okay. but there are things that we can condense and get rid of. And I'm sure we'll have some debates about certain things, but what do you call a Christmas wreath made out of $100 bills? I don't know. What do you call a Christmas wreath made out of $100 bills? Aretha Franklin's. Oh, I like that one. That's pretty good. That's really good. I understand about the friend thing. My best friend as a kid just passed away last year. I'd not seen him in years, and we always said someday we would catch up. Yeah, that's the same with me and my buddy. He, I hung with him a lot in high school and after high school. And then, you get a girlfriend, he gets a girlfriend, and you're doing girlfriend things, you're doing that kind of stuff. Um, and then, I get a family, and eventually he gets a family, and you kind of, how it goes. You catch up once in a while. And I called him on accident one day. I was looking for his mom to ask her something, and I dialed the wrong number, and I got him. And so we chit chatted for about an hour, and that was, I don't know, years ago. And then I find out through another friend Facebooked me and said, this was like 6 years ago, that he had a massive heart attack and passed away. I mean, never got to see retirement. I think he was 60. Oh my gosh, was he 61 or 62 possibly when he passed away? So he never got to see retirement. He was still working at the time. And yeah, it's tough. That's the guy I went fishing with and ran around with, and it's tough. Junk drawers. We have 3. Oh, you have 3 of them? Yeah. Yep. Snowy, cold northern Kentucky. Gary, retired cable guy. Northern Kentucky. Just got home from donating 8 bags of Christmas decorations, trying to thin down. Hey, if you got any old 1960s stuff, don't be getting rid of them. Talk to Buzz about them first. Yeah, I just talk about getting stuff or getting rid of stuff, but I am a collector. I'm probably the worst. I'm a collector of Christmas ornaments from the 60s, shiny brights and stuff like that. I go crazy over those. I have stopped for the last 2 years. I haven't bought anything, but I'll bring out some of my stuff on one of these shows coming up. I'll show you guys what I have, but there's a couple interesting things. But yeah, if you have anything like that, I don't care for the new stuff. I don't really care for the new stuff at all. But the old stuff, I don't even care if it looks like junk. I like it because they tell a story to me. And I know it sounds crazy, but if you take an old ornament, you just think of all the Christmases that ornament has seen. I don't know, just like nostalgia to it. And I kind of like that. That was a God thing that you called him, but I know that was kind of weird. Now that was years before he passed away, but at least I got to talk to him, and I mean he didn't live that far away, probably half hour. And he never had Facebook, but his wife did, so I got to see like the kids' pictures and stuff like that. But he wasn't into Facebook or anything like that. And that's Facebook, say what you want about it, but it is a good way to see what's going on with family members or friends that you haven't talked to. I mean, you get to see posts and kind of keep up on what they're doing. So, that's not that bad. I kind of like that. "72 degrees in Florida." Oh man, loving the cooler weather. Barbie doll, that's crazy. 72. I know last year I told Mrs. Buzz, I said, you know what? We might just get a couple airline tickets and just fly down there. And where are we going to go? I don't know. Where are we going to stay? I don't know. Let's just go. I'm one of those kind of people that I'll jump on a plane, end up in a city and figure it out. I know you shouldn't do that, but I could do that. There's got to be a hotel, motel, tent somewhere in Florida that I could hang out for a few days, and I'll figure it out. As long as I get to the beach, I'll figure it out. Reminded me of an old high school cheer. Who day? Think it's going to be those Greyhounds. Mostly ceramics that my wife made and a lot of expensive tree skirts. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm good on tree skirts. And ceramics, yeah, we don't need anything collecting dust. Hi from the Front Range in Colorado, 26 degrees and 10 inches of snow. Well, Colorado, you guys get it a lot. I know you do. I know you get a lot of snow. So you're used to that. And 26 isn't too bad. When was the last time you did that? When was the last time? Oh, when was the last time I did what? Go to Florida and just. I never have, but I want to. Property tax bill arrived in the mail today. $421 for the 2 houses. Oh yeah, we're not getting ours until. I tried looking it up, and I just looked it up yesterday, and it keeps saying to wait until they put all the information in the system. And last year it was like December 21st that they came out with it. And then I think you had till February 15th or February 9th to pay. But I don't even know what it's going to be because I'm hoping for that. Well, I got the Homestead Reduction Act, but I haven't seen how much it's actually going to save me for 2026 and on. So I'm really curious to see what that's going to look like. Actually, I should ask my brother that too. Batman, you still there? If not, I'm going to text you something. At every funeral, we say, hey, we need to get together. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it doesn't happen. Yeah. Hey, I could text you this, but let's see. You're coming up. I'll just text it to you. I'll just text it. It's about the taxes on the house, property taxes. See, you're not 65 yet. Okay, we'll talk on the side. I just thinking out loud. Just thinking out loud. Just so you could get that homestead reduction. I'm just trying to think of the caveats that they had. They had to deal with that. And I think you can get it once you're 65 because it's still in your name, I believe. So you should be able to get a reduction as soon as you turn 65. But I'll look into it and check it out. 1960s garland and tinsel. Yeah, the problem with that tinsel it was it's lead. It's full of lead. You can still buy it, I guess, from what I understand, um, but yeah, that lead and that tinsel is supposed to be nasty. Now we don't. We have cats, so she says no tinsel because my daughter had a cat that ate a rope or some kind of string. It was like a $5,000 surgery. So I agree with my wife. No tinsel, nothing that they can swallow and get stuck in their intestines because that just cost you an arm and a leg. Be the one that starts the tradition. Yeah, my family, my grandparents always used to say, keep the family together, always see each other and everything else. And I know we have family out near Erie, Pennsylvania, and they came out to my brother's party here near me. The mother or my aunt came out, and it was a surprise that she came out, and a good thing because we got to talk to her, got to see her, and she passed away. I think it was a year after that, right? I think it was a year after that. So it was good to see her at that party. But as far as the rest of the family, it's like the ones that are far away, we don't see. We mainly have property taxes in NH. The average house is over 9,000 for our town. Yeah, that's 9,000 is kind of high, but New Hampshire is probably one of those states where it's a little bit high. And what did they call? Somebody else said the other day, Taxachusetts, referring to Massachusetts. They said their property taxes are just crazy. I think it was New Hampshire that there was a couple who are moving to North Carolina towards a retirement community. They had a channel. They haven't been updating the channel lately, and I forget the name of it. But they were in New Hampshire, and they were using propane, and their taxes were high. The propane costs were getting ridiculous. Just everything was getting out of hand for them, and they were spending so much money that they couldn't save exactly what they wanted to. So they bit the bullet, and I think they've moved down to North Carolina now. I'm hoping they'll start their channel again. Hopefully those sirens aren't for me. Yeah, $421 for two. That is good, yeah. Evie's Eden, how are you? Illinois has a senior citizen real estate tax freeze. Taxes are frozen but can increase by the multiplier. Oh, down 400. That's good. Ohio's trying to do something too. I think they're a little bit nuts in what they're trying to do, but I understand why they're doing it for property taxes. They want to eliminate property taxes, and everybody. Oh yeah, no property tax. That'll be great. Well, how are you going to pay for anything? It's always here. Dangle this, and then by the way, you still have to pay for police. You still have to pay for your schools. You still have to pay for the library. So what you're suggesting is that you take away property taxes, and then you put all the schools will have levies, the libraries, the parks, and everything else will have a levy. Is that what you're suggesting? Because they got to get paid somehow. So you're going to either pay this or you're going to pay that. Now, seniors, it would be nice if they, and this homestead reduction that I'm going to get doesn't really lower it that much. I'm thinking it's only going to be $400 for the year, but it's better than nothing. So I'm curious to see what Ohio's going to do with this stuff. Our home taxes are not, yeah, for 2K San Francisco. Yeah. Texas, yeah. Every time I hear a siren, I think my driver ambulance. I saw one that moved from Massachusetts to North Carolina. High population going up. Raleigh has, yeah, I can't remember. Allen Oakley, I can't remember where they were moving to. I just off the top of my head, I don't remember, but I think it was a newer retirement community where they were building a new house. And like I said, I haven't heard from them in months now. I go back to their old videos and once in a while I hit up and say, hey, how you doing, kind of a thing. And they're doing good. They're just so really busy. But I can't remember the city that it was near a lake and it was new housing. So hopefully they're doing well. We have no income, sales tax, or dividend taxes. No income. Okay, well, that helps a lot. Yeah. 2,000 square feet, right. Maybe you want to rename your channel in the winter. Buzz's Retirement Shooting House. New Hampshire is full of Massachusetts and New York tax refugees. Property tax is 1.25%. I don't even know what our percentage is, to tell you the truth. I mean, they have what, I don't know. I don't know the calculation. I never sat down and tried to figure it out. I just look at it and go, oh, crap, that's high. I never really pay attention and see how they figure it out. I know they have a formula, but and we just had a 6-year assessment. I know my brother could tell you that too. I don't know how much his went up, but the assessment, they say it's every 6 years. It seems like it's every 4 years, but whatever. And they just jacked a bunch of houses up. And the worst part of it is in Cleveland, they got hit the hardest. So, you got a $30,000 or $40,000 house because some of them are, they're old, built in the 1800s, and they get, maybe it's not that, maybe it's like 60, 70,000, but they're lower. But, they got hit with such a high tax increase that, their taxes have I think almost doubled. And it's like, how do you do that for a crappy house? You double the tax rate. So last I heard, there was 11,000 Cleveland residents that basically can't pay their property taxes. And that was before this increase that our first increase we're going to see in, I think it's January. Now it might've been last 6 months or it's coming up in this next one. Maybe it was the last. Yes, it was. It was the last 6 months. And there's thousands of people that can't pay it and they're just going to get foreclosed. But the city of Cleveland's trying to help them out. They're trying to come up with plans to help those individuals out, which is good. $1,500 square foot house on 10 acres, 145 a year. Alabama, I keep hearing is one of the lowest cost states. I do hear that a lot, and that's pretty good. 145 a year. That's actually really, really good. How much does a mobile home cost? Well, I can tell you in this park near me, and that's all I know because I did look up the costs of them. Because I told Mrs. Buzz I started my life there in this mobile home park, not too far from me. And I might end my life there. Who knows? Not end it like kill myself, but end it as far as retirement. If we downsize, pick up a mobile home, pick up a double wide and with a fireplace and jacuzzi tub. And I mean, they got all the amenities. But I've seen some for sale. Used anywhere from, I don't know, a decent one, 60,000, up to a new one, 140,000. But the problem with those are, pick it up for 60,000 or 70,000, call it 100,000. Problem with that is your rent is $1,000 a month for your little tiny lot. and I don't know what they give you for it, but that's 12 grand a year that you're going to pay in taxes. So there's a big trade-off. I mean, it's a nice area. There's no crime really. So, but that's a trade-off, paying that rent fee. $4,000 for one story, 1,100. So yeah, so it's you. Mine was 50. What I say, 5,500, I think. 4,000. That's not bad. Oh, good. State Farm sent you a text. Your auto insurance is going down. Right. I just said that on my end of month rundown of expenses versus Social Security income, and I got a double hitter because, in a good way, because State Farm did lower our auto insurance, and I got that Driving Safe. They did a good reduction off of that too. So if you saw my board, I was paying 51 or 52 a month, and it's now 32 a month for the next 6 months at least. And I'm hoping it goes even lower, but that might be where it stops. But I'll take it. Seniors are leaving, many others too. Well, seniors are going to go to where it's cheapest, if they have to. Now, a lot of people who've been in their homes for decades, they don't want to do that. But at the end of the day, if you can't pay the bills, or you don't need that large of a house, downsizing into a cheaper area, it might make sense. It's on an individual basis, that's for sure. Yeah, I do have to. Yes, Jennifer, you're right. I'm doing that. I told Mrs. Buzz I'm going to be doing that tomorrow. I've been doing it piecemeal, and now that it's getting cold, and if I get the decorations up today, the rest of the lights, I'll be working on that most of tomorrow and Friday and the weekend, because who wants to be out here in the cold? Mine went up, but didn't double, but I know some that did. Okay. Yeah, I know. I just read that, Perry. I just read that it was a struggle for them. Some of them, some homeowners there, it's a struggle when it goes up that high. I just left Sam's Club. They got those old-fashioned Christmas balls. Really, at Sam's Club? I didn't know that. Interesting. Yeah, I got enough for this year, and I don't know if I'll be adding anymore. If anything, as the older I get, I'll probably be taking stuff down and not putting it up. We'll see. Mostly do ground stuff, but I do like my lights up on the roof. How many more years I can do that, I have no idea. And I won't pay anybody. I just rather go without, which that's fine with me. Heck, my guy across the street, the neighbor across the street to the left, he's still got some Halloween stuff up. Yeah. I mean, I know he works a lot of hours, I think, but I think his wife stays home, but with the baby. But man, he's got this. It's an old 1800s house, and like he's got a big property, and there's oak leaves all over the place. And my other neighbor, he's like one of those meticulous ones that has to have every leaf picked up off his lawn. So he actually put a little snow fence to block the guy's leaves from going into his yard. I'm like, wow, okay. You just can't help the guy out. I mean, wouldn't it make more sense just to go help do the guy's leaves for him? And it's not that much, he only works like 1 day a week, my neighbor, and go over there and just help him. Call me up. We'll just go over there. We'll knock it out. No big deal. Instead, he puts up a fence and makes sure his leaves. But whatever. Neighbors are funny. We live in a manufactured home park in Florida and own our lot. Amenity fees are oh, that's cool. That's where a lot of people are heading. I see the Barbie doll. I see I think it's on TikTok. I follow this realtor that's down in Florida, because that was another option we were thinking of. If you always have to have options. Now, whether you ever use them, but always think about options of what to do, where to go, how to do things, so that you're not blindsided. If you are blindsided by a life development, you can say, hey, I was checking this out for the last 6 months, year, and it might be an option. So I was looking at the houses or manufactured homes in Florida as well. And I don't remember the cities. But they said the one I was looking at, the lot rent wasn't $1,000, but it wasn't cheap either. But the homes were nice. The only thing about that is the hurricanes, and I don't think we got a hurricane that hit the States this year. But now, how often is that going to happen? Might pay for that next year with double. Who knows? Let me get back up here. I was surprised you pay about $800 for groceries. You pay $375 per month at Aldi's. Wow. That's actually pretty good. I tell you what, I've mentioned to a couple of people and I haven't got it. Go ahead and send me your menu. You can see that? Yeah, I think you can. Go ahead and send me your menu. I'd be curious to know how you can eat for two on $400 and some dollars. Like, what are you buying? What are you fixing? Like, maybe take, if you can, if you wouldn't mind, take a month of really telling me what products. You don't have to tell me how much it costs or anything. I'll just figure it out. And let me know what your strategy is versus our strategy. And maybe I can adapt a little bit and get better at what we're doing. Are you concerned about AI? I've been concerned about AI, and I've been talking about it quite a bit on the videos lately. My brother says it's the Terminator all over again. It's Skynet. And even Elon Musk said it could become that way if there isn't checks and balances put in. And I don't trust anybody putting the right checks and balances in. And the only good thing about it is, well, one of the good things about it is the companionship. And I did that video. I mean, Samsung's coming out with that Ballie. It's a little ball that can follow you around the house. Won't go downstairs, but it can tell you, it can be a companion, like a dog, a talking dog. But it just rolls around with you, tells you your medicine, take your medicine. If you fall down, it could call 911 for you. It's like a companion, robot companion. I think for seniors, that's a heck of a good thing. I really do. And, a lot of it's going to be AI. And I tell you what, having that where you could, like a Amazon Alexa, which I don't have, but something similar where you could talk to it, get information, and it's like a dog. And then you could tell it to guard the house if it hears any movement, to whistle or whatever it does. I mean, there's going to be with robotics and AI together, it's going to be some interesting things coming up. Now, I don't know how much in our lifetime we're going to see, but our grandkids, our kids and grandkids are going to see a lot. The life is going to change dramatically, I think, for them. I really do. But am I concerned about it? I don't think it's going to change a lot in the next 10 years. There's going to be a lot of advancement, a lot. But like I said, I don't think we're going to see the full impact of it in our lifetime. I think the next generation will be seeing stuff that we can't even imagine right now. You think I'm AI generated? Okay. I could be. I put the red. Oh, actually, before I get down here, Notebook LM. Somebody sent me a thing, and you could take 2 videos. And I did this. This is really cool and scary at the same time. I took 2 videos. I took me, and then I took Mike. I took my Social Security video, expense versus expenses, and I took his. He does his on a little piece of paper and writes it down. And you put the 2 together in Notebook LM, and then 2 AI bots talk about the videos. There's a female voice and a male voice, and they talk about the videos. And I'll tell you what, you sit there, you don't even know it's robots talking to each other. It's so weird. I'm trying to find a way to get that on my channel. I didn't spend a lot of time on it, but I was thinking about putting that on the channel just so you guys could hear it. I'm not technology savvy, so if I ever figure it out, I'll do it. But there's some crazy stuff out there already. I put the Red Williams Sonoma hot chocolate in the kitchen counter. That's it. That's your decorations, huh? Are you using an agent or buying direct via the internet? I use an agent. Yeah, we've been with State Farm for Mrs. Buzz was with State Farm when we married back in '83, and we just went with the policies and everything back then. Now we've changed agents. One of them's died. The guy that took over, I just didn't care. I think he had too big of people to deal with, too big of a area, and he wasn't giving personalized service. So I went to this local one that's real close to me, and I'm not getting personalized service either. But anyway, the office is close enough that I can practically walk to it. So in case I have any problems. Let's see where we're at. You need a torpedo heater. Yes, it's cold. What would it take for you to sell? Yeah, I'm not. Look, when you're, I don't know. This may be just me, Tom. This may be just me, but when you've grown up in Four Seasons and it's all you know, you get used to it. I mean, in a way, you get used to it. Like, you know, it's coming. You've dealt with it like all my life. So 60, I'm going to be 66 in January. So I've dealt with it for almost all my life now. I mean, I came from Erie, Pennsylvania, where I was born. So never lived in a warm community or climate. So this is all I know. And I don't like the heat. I'm just not a fan of the heat. I just don't like it. I would rather bundle up. And like when you're working outside, I'm actually taking the hat and the sweatshirt off because I'm hot and it's 25 degrees out. I just don't think I could go to a warmer climate because I'm used to this. I love the fall leaves. I like when spring comes, when you see that first dandelion pop up. I mean, I like that kind of stuff. So I just don't envision us leaving anywhere. I just don't. But I do need a heater. Yeah. I'm looking at that little buddy. I think it was at Sam's Club for like $140. Last time I was there, I think I saw that one. So if that ever goes on sale, maybe I'll hook that up to the propane and maybe I'll get that. But it's not that bad in here. 29, 28, that's not that bad. As long as I stay away from the wind. I have thought of moving, but it costs 6% to sell my paid off home. Well, you can market it yourself and do all that. I don't know much about it, but probably could do that. When I used to travel a ton, one year I didn't take down my Christmas decorations until April. You didn't have time. I still have my I have a wreath that's all glass balls, and it's up over the fireplace. I haven't taken that down in 3 years. So it's like, why? I like it. So if I like it, I'm going to leave it up there. I don't care. My sister lives in Florida and homeowners. Yeah, there's a lot of insurance issues in car insurance and homeowners in Florida for obvious reasons. So, yeah. 6%, is that a state tax to prevent people from leaving? Real estate broker closing, right? But you could sell it yourself. Again, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I know a lot of people. I see, not recently actually, but I have seen signs for sale by owner. As a matter of fact, though, I haven't seen that many recently. Of course, houses don't even get on the market now. Some houses are just sold even before they hit the market. And if you have a good place, you could advertise local and just get a real estate attorney or tax attorney or whatever to draw up the paperwork for you. When it's a buyer's market, you could be in pretty good shape and not have to spend all that 6%. Snoop Dogg house with lights, Hallmark ornament on my desk. All right, Perry. I just got gas at Sam's, $2.18 a gallon. All right. I tell you what, man, I wish it was that when I was working, driving 45 minutes to and from work, 90-minute round trip. Man, that would be nice to have $2.18 gas. I haven't seen $2 since I was working. That was $2, I think, I was at a marathon near me, and I was working a temporary job in between MTD and the place that I left last after 19 years. So it was like 20 years. So it'd be 22 years now because I'm 2 years retired. So 22 years ago, I saw $2 gas. And I was flipping out because I'm like, holy crap, $2. Little did I know that was just the start. But man, that's, if you could, 2.18, you're not far from it. That's just nuts. That's great. I could send you the recipes if you really wanted this price one I saw. Well, yeah, I just, Mr. Roboto, you don't have to go into anything crazy, but I'm just curious how you can get less than half of what we do. I'm kind of curious. You're Central Florida. Okay, you wouldn't live by the Gulf. Okay. Yeah, you went through Hurricane Ian in Cape Coral, Florida. We paid $2.49 for gas on Sunday. Last gas was $2.27. Yeah, I don't know what our Sam's Club is. I think ours was a little bit higher last time I went. That was a couple weeks ago. I'll be going this Friday, I think, so we'll see what it's like. But I'm full now, so I did get gas back then. So I won't need any gas probably till maybe not even until January. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, that gas burner. I know. I thought about that, but it's like, I don't think that's going to warm it up, Scott. I really don't. 335 in Central Washington. Yeah, but Batman, you got those taxes on there. See that when they say the national average, that is so skewed because they, so many places, even Pennsylvania and Washington and a lot of those places in California have so much input in with the taxes that you're not really getting a good look at an actual good gas price. I know Ohio puts some in too. Every state probably does, I would assume. But some states are just, their taxes are so high on the gas that when you use a national average, like I said, it's skewed because of those states that have that super high tax it's attached to the gas. So kind of interesting. $5.20 a month for groceries. And I probably exceed that. And you're just one person. Hey, old Wentzville guy, how are you? We're just one person here. My aunt as well includes non-edibles. Orange County and a new 65. Yeah, see, that's the thing. You're getting a 65 tax per gallon coming on the first, Orange County, California, a new one. So, right, you're never going to see a $2 gas. I mean, you might, if you took all the taxes away, you've got a $2 gas price. But unfortunately, and I'm not against the taxes. I mean, they're there for a reason. But each state is different on how they handle it. But like for Orange or for California, I'm really interested in your cap on real estate taxes. You got that, was it Proposition 51 or Prop 50 or something like, whatever it was, that caps your estate, your real estate taxes. I mean, that's pretty sweet. So they got to get that money somewhere else. So, gas tax, and I can understand that. And then when you sell the house, then it goes back to the original price, and the person that's buying it has to, the real estate tax goes up then. So that's an interesting concept. I know some people don't like it, but I think others, it's been around for decades, I think. Gas at $2.39, $2.59 at other stations. Yep, $2.42 in Alabama. Speed at which AI is being adopted. Yep. We go about every, and it was 166. I'm not saying you're not being honest, Mr. Roboto. I'm just curious how, like me, I put my board down and I tell you what all my expenses are, and I throw it out there and I let you guys know whether you think I'm nuts or whatever. I put it out there for you because, and same with food. I think, and maybe I'll have to do that. Maybe one of my videos will be what I buy for the month and why I buy it. Now I do Costco hauls and Sam's Club hauls, and you'll see, I get some extra things. I don't eat steak every week. We might be lucky if we do it once a month. But even fish, you try to get a wild caught salmon, which we got the other day, and you get it at Sam's Club, you're paying $20-$30 for that, just for a couple slabs of salmon. So I should probably, now that I think about it, maybe I'll have to do a video on how I spent $800 a month. Well, our average is $823, I think it is. It was 900 something this past month, but our average over 11 months, starting January to November, was $823 or $832. I might have mixed the numbers up, but it was something like that. I grew up in Four Seasons. I got a taste of warm, and you were hooked. You got Four Seasons, but rarely any snow. Yeah, Scott, well, that's South Carolina, Virginia. Those aren't places that I wouldn't mind, I guess. Light up the burner. Yeah, that's what that's what you're saying. Light up that turkey burner. Yep. Get a kerosene space heater. They're quiet. I've used a couple. I'll look at different things when it gets cold. But like I said, now I'll probably just go into the house and do my videos and stuff from the library. I just did it out here today because I was working outside in the garage. So otherwise it would be in the house. All right, let me get caught up. Let me see. Where did I leave off here? 279 in North Carolina. That's good. Is there a late fee for midweek? Nah, no late fee. We won't charge you. You've been in the house since Monday, getting really lazy in retirement. Yeah, we did that, Mark. We did have a good Thanksgiving. I hope you did as well. You have 8 Christmas trees, 4 in the front facing windows. Wow. Wow, 8? You got to send me some pictures, Scott. 239 here in Missouri. No late fees during the holidays. Yeah. Paid $4.72. My little mule likes premium gas. Well, you're California, so that's why. For a long while now, gas prices constantly go up and down on a daily basis. Well, it's been like that forever. Michigan is up sometimes on. Mine isn't plug-in hybrid, I think, safe. I wouldn't mind getting a hybrid vehicle. Maybe not a plug-in, but I wouldn't mind if my next vehicle was. But now that I'm retired, it doesn't matter. I don't really care. I don't use enough gas to worry about it. All right, Vicki, take care. Shenandoah Valley, Virginia. Mom's a senior. Senior taxes on 2 is around 2,000.8. Under 27.5 income qualifier gets her 100% relief. Really? So she doesn't have to pay that 2,000 then, huh? Man, that's nice. That's a good reason to go to Virginia. That's a real good reason. I'm in the proposition. Oh, that Proposition 13. That's what I was thinking, Kristen. I couldn't remember. I said 50 or 51, but it was 13. That's right. And California wants to add tax per mile, make up for all the electric cars. I'm not against electric cars. I mean, I don't care one way or another. I just think the battery replacement is ridiculous. You go 5 or 6 years and you got to put a $7,000 battery in there. That just seems, like they need to work out the bugs better. I do have a stock that it's cheap, and I've been playing around with this one for a long time. It's called EVgo, EVGO, and I think it's down to a couple dollars. But I tell you what, they if you've seen it, they put the electric the electric pumps out there where you can it's like the Tesla ones where you can charge your car, and there's more and more and more and more being put up, and they're going to be turning a profit. They haven't been turning a profit, and they're supposed to be turning a profit soon. I know things are on the low key here, but they're still making electric cars. They're still putting the infrastructure in. It's not going away. So I don't know. I don't suggest you buy the stock, but it's something that kind of interesting to me. Walmart Neighborhood Market, 195. Wow. $2.95 in St. Augustine. Great. Excellent. Yeah, I know. I have to. Yeah, 51. Yeah. Area 51. That's probably what I'm thinking. I know, Slim. I got to go fishing more. That's right. But I won't catch anything out of or I won't eat anything out of the river. The river, our river still has septic tank runoff that goes into it, so I won't eat anything out of that. Minnesota winters are God's mosquito suppression program. Yeah, and you got old radio, dude. You got some big mosquitoes. $800 a month for a couple for groceries is reasonable. I live by myself and cook all my meals at home. My groceries are $400 to $500. Yeah, and I heard that from other people too. Like just a one person is $400 to $500. It depends. It ranges. No battery packs. It was just meant as a question on groceries. If Google average savings shopping at Aldi, the average is 36. They use their own brands to save money. Yeah, I don't disagree with you. Nobody's getting on you about it. It's just it's just now I have an Aldi by me and I just don't care for it. I've been in there a few times. I don't care for it, but Mrs. Buzz has been in there once or twice. We come out basically empty-handed. I don't know. There's just something about it that I'm just not used to or care for. I don't know what it is. And maybe I need to, in order to save money, I needed to just say, okay, buckle down and let's do this, But I just haven't done it yet, so. I load my freezer with elk every fall. Whoa, that's cool. Any Brutus imitations? Ohio State and Indiana. What's going to happen? Boy, that's going to be a good game. Ohio State's going to crush them. There's not even a game. Not even a game. Yeah, 35-18 with Ohio State winning. Yeah, it's not even going to be a game. It's going to be a bloodbath. The inside videos need to go. I got to be out in the garage. Okay. Hey, Theo, how you doing? You like Trader Joe's? I have not been there. Food Lion in the South. Yeah, you're lucky you have Food Lion. We don't have that up here. All these buns. Yeah, I just told Mrs. Buzz a couple of days ago. She's been under the weather with that head cold thing like for 2 weeks now, and she's just getting out of it. But I told her we have to go to Aldi, and Vicky West hates it when I say Aldi's. But we need to go to Aldi and check it out again and just really, really look at it and understand what they got there. I follow the Aldi After Dark on Facebook, and of course that's they show some really strange stuff, but maybe that's why I'm not crazy about it. I don't know. It's all those pictures I see and puts it in my mind. No, Mr. Roboto, you're cool. You're cool. You don't get out. Hey, I don't know. We're going to try it again. We should be on the IU versus OSU game. Aldi does offer some gluten-free items. Right. Yeah, that's J&P. That's what they've been talking about quite a bit. And I think Mrs. Buzz did buy some stuff there, but I don't know. We'll go again. Enjoy the fruits and veggies there. Meat is pretty good. Well, that's where Sam's Club, to me, Sam's Club does a better job of fruits and vegetables and meat. To me, you can't beat Sam's Club. I mean, you look at the prices, and I do compare prices in different places, and Sam's Club to me seems to be the best place to shop for that stuff. Costco, our Costco that I go to is a little bit higher on their stuff. So, but Sam's Club seems pretty good. I'll have to check, I'll have to check Aldi and see. Yeah, Captain Billy would have something to say about Aldi buns. Yeah, you got that right. Hey, I can't believe it's been an hour and a half already, or hour 25 minutes. I don't even know where the time's gone, but we need to get out of here, and you're going to have to meet your financial advisor. Okay. All right. We'll see you Saturday, 280 Zone. Yeah, we got to get out of here, and a few items at Aldi. Yeah, I got to get out there and get the Christmas lights going before the cold front's coming through tonight. It's going to be like 16 degrees. So everything will be frozen up. So I got to get everything finished up today. Yeah. There's a cup. They put a cup on the link on the YouTube store. They put a cup on there, and I featured it. It has a Buzz logo with the earmuffs and a hat. So if you want a mug with that looks like that, go ahead and buy it. She told me that, I think it was the 10th or the 12th or something like that. She said no more orders after the 12th in order to guarantee Christmas delivery. And that may not matter to you guys, but just throwing it out there. I think she said the 15th, but I would back that up a couple of days because we know how UPS and the mail get really busy. So I would say probably by the 10th, no more orders after that if you want them before Christmas. So, but anyway, I appreciate you guys being here, and we will see you Saturday if you can. Oh, no climbing on the roof. No, not when there's snow up there. Nope, that ain't happening. So we'll see you all, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you later, and stay warm wherever you're at, and stay active. Got to stay active, and have a good day and the rest of your week. Take care.